What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It's Rodrigo, and we got a lot of stuff to go over this week, so let's get into it. Oh my gosh, guys, what a week. Alright, I am in week 2. Today is actually Saturday, so excuse the mess. I'm packing up to leave with my TE tomorrow, but that's a video for another time. Right now, I'm going to cover what week 2 was like. Hopping straight into day 1, not much different. You know the game. 6:30 a.m. pickup time. When you get to the OC, first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab those tablets, you're going to go on duty, and you're going to transflow your stuff. We went straight outside to do pre-trips, dropping hooks, our usual brake test before you get in to drive the truck. And then we actually didn't do any driving at all on Monday. It was just slow maneuvers, 45 degrees, 60 degree backing. They have like a little fake dock set up, so we did that. We went into the real OC to do some backing over there against real trailer situations, like if you're going to go park for the night and find parking. My trainer had us do that, and then we went ahead and went to lunch. Now, the reason we didn't do any driving is because we had a process called a merge that was to be done this Monday, and basically what it is, it's for workman's comp, and what it is they set up all these little pads for like to be connected to your muscles and your nerves. And what that does is they measure the way that your muscle moves when doing basic movements. For example, the nurse or doctor, I'm not sure what he is, technician, he would just have me sit up, stand up, sit up, stand up. He had me hold onto a bar with my feet holding the bar. He would have me pick it up, then turn my hands around, pick it up this way. He had me squat, then he had me get down on both knees, stand up from both knees. So just basic movements. And the reason they do that is for any reason, if you get hurt on the job, they're gonna go ahead and put you through that process again, and they're gonna see how much movement you've lost in your muscles, so they know how much to pay you out on your workman's comp. So for lunch, we just went ahead. We had what they call a working lunch, which is basically you don't get to, hang out in the cafeteria on your phone and relax. You just go ahead, grab your lunch, and you're gonna go into the classroom. And we actually worked on mapping. So they just had us, taught us how to read a map, how to recognize truck-friendly routes, and how to check for restrictions. They showed us a couple pictures of docks and, how to, if we don't check on Google Maps satellite view, how you could be potentially blindside backing into an area or unprepared or going to something. So they just had us do that. They would, instructor would be like, okay, give me, for example, he gave me, plan me a route from Carlisle, Pennsylvania to Green Bay, Wisconsin at the headquarters. So we would have to go ahead, look at the map, find our routes, want to stick to truck designated routes, and then once we had our routes planned out, they would want us to go and check for any restrictions or any low clearance bridges and stuff like that. And you can just get caught going back and forth like, oh, this one's good, or this one's not good now, so I gotta find another way around, and this way is restricted from this point to this point. So it's a really good skill to learn and to have, because you can't always 100% trust that truck GPS. So they try to show us kind of how to trip plan and just go over where the GPS wants us to go, because it can't always be 100%. So after we did the mapping, we just did some videos, if you had any videos left over from week 1, and that was it. That's how we spent the rest of the day. Probably around 4:30, they let us go back to the cafeteria and just hang out till the bus came. So that was just day 1 of week 2. Now day 2, 3, and 4, pretty much all the same. You're on your second week, so there's a lot less to do in the classroom and a lot more, driving and backing up. And you're actually going to get tested this week. So, and by tested, I don't mean a physical written test, I mean a driving test along with your pre-trip and your couple and uncouple. As always, get picked up 6:30, transflow, grab your tablets, that stuff, straight outside, and we're going to do driving. So we would drive probably For the most part, it would be anywhere between, I would say, half an hour to an hour that I drove on week 2. I think week 1 was a little bit longer, just because they're trying to really, I think, see where you're at as a person with your skills and everything like that. And then as week 2 came on, if they knew you were good, you either drove less, or you know, it was pretty much like 30, 45. If you had somebody with you who needed a little bit more help, because you do go out in pairs, or sometimes I had 2 other people with me, so it's 3 of us with the trainer. So I could go out 30, 45 minutes, and then that person who needs help could go out 45 minutes, hour 15. But pretty much the day is always going to be the same. Go outside, driving, come back for lunch, and then after lunch, we never really went driving again on any of these days, unless for some odd reason that one of the guys you were with didn't get to go out. Then you would go out for that person so they can get their driving time, and then you would come back and you would practice your slow maneuvers and your backing. We did a lot of backing this week. They even had us do some crazy backs. They had a trailer here, and then over here was your alley. So they had me start here, back around this trailer and into my dock door, which is good because like the account I'm doing, it's like a medical account. So, you know, my trainer was trying to say, hey, you're probably going to be at a lot of hospitals, so you might have to back around, you know, a building into the dock or a tall wall into the dock. So he's just trying to think of real life situations that could happen to any one of us and kind of get us prepared so we can kind of plan out or think how we're going to do these things. Day 2, 3, and 4, all the same. Like I said, driving, come back for lunch, don't go driving again unless one person hasn't, and then you're going to work on that backing and that slow maneuver until the end of the day. Now, I did mention that we were tested after throughout the week 2. The test, you don't get told about it unless you want to. I was tested, I believe, on Tuesday. I passed. I did get to look at what I would call the grading sheet, because you have to sign it. So I said, well, can I look at, you know, what I'm signing so I could kind of have an idea of what they were grading us on. And in order to fail that test, you have to get 15 points. And to be clear, points aren't a good thing. So you get a point for an error, essentially. And I think that 15 points is very reasonable and fair. You know, you're not going to be perfect, but the most important thing is to be safe. For example, I actually hit a curb that day. I went ahead and took the button hook, and I didn't take it wide enough. And when I came around, I went ahead and I hit that curb. That gave me a point, but I did not fail. And to me, I thought, you know, if I'm being tested today, I failed. You know, it's something maybe you shouldn't be doing. So the fact that I didn't fail off of that was very reasonable to me. So I had things like on a grading sheet, you know, like mirror checks. Are they checking their mirror? Are they looking in their opposite mirror when they're making turns? Are they using their signal? Are they reading signs? Are they hitting curbs? The automatic fails were like an accident. If your trainer had to step in to stop an accident or from hitting something, like a sign or a car. I got a point for missing a sign. My trainer was really, really big on signs. Any sign, didn't matter if it was a sign, you should probably read it. He would ask you. I missed a bridge sign. It was a sign right on the corner. As you're turning in, you have to take a turn. It's real tight, so you know you're looking, you're checking all your mirrors. It could be something that's missed, but it's a low bridge sign. So it's very serious, because if you miss that sign, there's not another sign till you get to the bridge, and if you don't fit, well, you're screwed. You can't back down the street. You got to go ahead and call the police, so on and so forth. So I ended up missing one of those signs. Obviously, he didn't let me go all the way down there. He just asked me, what's the bridge height ahead? I didn't know. And so I got dinged for that. That's my second point, other from the curb. And I think, my third point was my opposite mirror checks. He said I was either checking my opposite mirror too early or too late when I should be checking it in the middle of my turn. But like I said, it's fairly reasonable, and they understand that you're not going to be perfect, so don't stress about it. But I thought I'd let you know that it is 15 points. in order to fail. So I don't think that's unreasonable. And then day 4 was a little bit different. We actually got our tablets assigned to us. So they actually went ahead and then put us into a classroom and gave us our own personal tablets. They had us log in with your driver number, and they give you your password, and then just go ahead and get it set up. So get your workflow set up, review all the logs. They're all going to be off duty, but you need to review for every day. And then we went ahead and plugged them in. And we actually went ahead and filled out some paperwork. Oh, day 4, after lunch, we spent a little bit of time going over, we had a meeting, and it was with the driver services. So somebody from driver services went ahead and came in and kind of talked to us about the permit books. And you'll know a little bit more about permit books when you get here. It's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's a book with all your permits that stays on your driver's side door that you're responsible for maintaining and checking to make sure that you have, you know, the registration, the inspection, and all the permits that you need for whatever state you're going to be visiting, if you're hauling alcohol or hazmat, stuff like that. They went over that and let us know that that is a, you know, a DOT requirement, something that we could be inspected on. So they just showed us how to maintain it, what to look for, and then they also went ahead and gave us a folder of what a basic look of what driver services is responsible for. So it's just a list, so, you know.
Updating permit books, if you need to get it updated, you can go to make it updated. Print tab cards, which is your registration, maintain driver storage, assist with tablet training, inventory of all the supplies, sign out company cars from multiple locations, issue new fuel cards, update fuel prices, shipping and receiving, issue parking permits, support orientations and the DTLs, maintain yard organization, cut truck keys.
Complete weekly inspections on company cars. So this was just basic list, basically just to let us know that, you know, if we ever do need something, we can go to them, and if they're not the ones, I'll point you in the right direction, but to just be mindful. Their job is so, you know, so wide. They do so many things and they all do it at once. So it's just kind of a rundown to let us know what to expect from them and then what they expect from us, which is, of course, just respect. And then, like I said about that permit book, that permit binder, they do provide a paper. So if you ever forget and you don't know what you're supposed to have, they give you this paper. So that we, you know, when you get your truck assigned to you, you can make sure that you have all this stuff inside. So it'll explain, you know, front side, back side, which pocket, which envelope, all that stuff. That was it. So that was just on day 4, quick meeting during lunch. It only lasted probably about 20-30 minutes. And then we went back out to the yard to do those more backing slow maneuvers. Day 5 was actually graduation day. So we only drove in the morning before lunch. Day 5, same thing, 6:30 pickup. Get there, do your tablet transflow, went straight out to the truck, did a pre-trip, air brake test, got in the truck and went. And, you know, had all of us drive. We came back for lunch, and then that was it. We were done driving for the day, and the rest of the day was going to be focused on getting us graduated and getting us out, and that's where we got all these goodies. After lunch, we stayed in the classroom, and that's where we did a couple meetings. Basically, our training leader director, he came in and just explained to us, you know, the last 2 weeks, you know, that they showed us how to just be safe, how to do our job safely. But the next week with the TE is going to specifically how to do your job, your specific job within Schneider. And that's what this last week is going to be. These 2 weeks were just how to be safe on the road. We got quite a few papers and packets. They gave us our van training engineer packet, which is a packet that, think of it like holds your report card, I guess. And it's basically yours to give to your TA and they'll go and mark stuff off as you complete it. So there's that. And you go ahead and give it to them, and they will mark it off. So like it says, mutual expectations. This is the things that you're going to be not graded on, I don't think that's the right word, but just the things to be looking out for. They have, changing lanes. They have the training engineer checklist. So they're going to go through these things as we perform them. Safety prevention. Does a new driver wear his or her PPE? Does a new driver use 3 points of contact when getting in and out? Does a new driver properly adjust driver's seat and mirror prior to pulling out? Does a new driver know how to properly and safely slide the fifth wheel and trailer tandems? Does a new driver use a seatbelt? Then driving. Are they using the defensive driving actions Schneider Smart? Are they using the Schneider coupling and uncoupling method? Are they using cruise control in their engine brake? Are they descending mountain grades using the snub braking technique? Are they driving, backing, and slow maneuvers during day and night? And, on the side it'll say, beginner in the skill, developing in the skill, secure in the skill, needs improvement in the skill. Then they have equipment, can perform proper vehicle startup and shutdown procedures, knows when and how to perform an in-cab brake test, knows procedure for getting regular maintenance done and the procedure for the express bay, knows procedure for calling emergency maintenance. Then they have regulatory, demonstrates the ability to properly complete a post-trip and DVIR inspection, understands the hours of service, 11, 14, 70, and 30-minute rules, demonstrates the ability to record load information on the load tab, demonstrates the ability to e-log and approve e-logs. Then they have load management, knows the paperwork procedure for bill of lading, relaying load, lumper, knows how to protect and secure the load per company and DOT requirements, and knows how to report a cargo claim. So that's just a little bit. I didn't read everything in every section. That's something that the TE is going to use to measure you. And then, they have an activity report where the TE, this is just for your TE to fill out. All you're doing with this is putting your name on it, signing the little agreements between you and your trainer to be, respectful and mutual expectations. And then over here, they're going to do, the hours driven, miles driven, urban driving, tells you couple on couple, backing, scaling, miles per gallon. And it's, day 1 all the way through day 14. Now, I don't know, they have scaling worksheets. They have a practice logbook. So we were told that being with the TE on Friday is anywhere between 5 to 7 days. I didn't say anything about getting extended, but I would assume it could get extended if maybe you're having a hard time grasping a new concept or really getting your tablet down or something. Continuing on with the packet of paperwork, we also got, check it out, certificate of training that we went ahead, we completed training with Schneider. That was pretty cool. We went ahead and got a sheet on workflow. Now, you guys probably heard me talking about workflow in my earlier videos. This is what workflow is going to look like. And it's just going to show you, picking up a normal load, dropping a load as a relay, picking up and delivering a relay. So that's what the workflow on the tablet looks like. You have tasks. It's fairly straightforward. Not gonna lie to you, it might be confusing the first couple of days because you're kind of imagining everything happening. You're like, oh, uncouple, okay, you drop your load, yada yada. But they give you a little cheat sheet. They gave us a lot of paperwork, just all kinds of stuff. Just like this is the training, pay expectations, You know, week 1 and 2 was classroom and driving. Week 3 is over the road with a training engineer. Then you get time at home. Then you go on onboarding and truck prep where you get your truck assigned. This just explains, you know, if you're traveling, to keep your receipts, you know, how to submit them, how long they last, when you'll get reimbursed. There's that. This was actually my training engineer assignment. So I get to know who my training engineer is and where I need to meet them. Lucky for me, I don't have to go anywhere. I'm just going straight to the OC that I've been at for these 2 weeks, and I'll leave from there. This is our hazardous materials training and testing. This is, if you watch my previous videos, I told y'all that within the day 1 of Schneider orientation, you take a hazmat test, but it's not an endorsement. It's just a certificate to haul hazmat less than 1,000 pounds. So they gave us that certificate. Little cheat sheet again, Schneider Smart, and then getting lost. You know, if you do get lost, how you turn around, what to look for. This is for owner operators. Then welcome to Schneider. So Schneider only fuels exclusively at Pilot and Flying J. They don't do Loves. They don't do Exxon or TA. Pilot and Flying J is all they get fuel from, because that's where we get the best discounts. So if you sign up and get the rewards cards, and they give us a little code, and I believe it gets you 500 points. Now you can use those points for any in-store purchases except tobacco, alcohol, or lottery tickets. But you can use it for showers, laundry, urgent care, and in-store products and services and merchandise. And then Schneider is extremely against roadside parking. The practice is associated with hundreds of accidents each year, many with serious consequences. So it is against Schneider's policy to pull off the road and park. You need to be in a safe and legal spot in order to park and stop for the night. So it's just a quick little letter on, you know, why we don't do it, how dangerous it is, you know, if you're having an emergency, you know, what to do, where to find somewhere safe, rather than, you know, like that's a last resort. Then another thing for our workflow, step by step, so it shows you that. Then it's got a logs in the back. This is just a whole bunch of little you know, little cheat sheets. And then I thought this was pretty cool. It's a company called PDA, stands for Professional Driver Agency. So I guess Schneider pays for 6 months of this program for you. And they've partnered with this company, PDA, to help you in your first 180 days of employment. What this is it's a driver coach to help you navigate the early portion of your career. They are one of the only trucking companies in the nation that offers this service to its drivers. Schneider is. So what does your coach do? They'll be reaching out to you at least once a week, but will be available to you each day. They'll check in, make sure you're doing well, help answer any questions you may have, and help you navigate any issues that may arise. Your coach will help you with reading pay stubs, make sure you've signed up for health benefits, properly managing hours of service, maximizing miles, communicating with your DBO, and ensuring company SOPs are being followed. Bottom line, they're here to help you succeed. And then it gives us our coach's name, so pretty cool. PDA, they give us that, let us know that Schneider has signed up for that service for the first 180 days, and they're there for you to help you with the start of your career. Yet again, another little cheat sheet or helpful guide that they give you. And they give us a driver paperwork process, easy how-to reference guide. So this is for the scanning process for load document and expense receipts. So it's going to show you how to put in, you know, your proof of delivery, your trip sheet barcode, your report expense tax, how to scan, all that stuff. So yet again, it's just a lot of paperwork, and there's a lot of, you know, just helpful guides. The last thing we got this big bag of goodies. In here, it comes with 24 TransFlow trip sheets. It comes with one Schneider logbook and a driver services directory. It comes with 2 load straps, glad hand grommets, a strip of seals, a blank bill of lading book. Comes with 2 pumpkin pads, which are these things right here, which I showed you a couple other videos where you would use to make sure if something happens when your tablet goes down, you have all the information you need for your delivery or your pickup. Comes with 2-inch roll of duct tape, a padlock, EFS checks, sheet expense stickers, sheets proof of delivery stickers, and 1 visor card pack. So for the last 3 things I listed, I don't know how to use those yet. I'll use those probably this week with my TE. But all this stuff is just to get us started. If you need more of it or something happens, this is where driver services would come in. You can go to them, talk to them, and they'll be able to help you out. After getting all that stuff, oh, actually, one more thing. Cannot forget, we got our tablets. And this is our tablet. Assigned to you. It has your name on it with your driver number, and they kind of showed us around you know, how to use it, a couple of the apps we will be using, what to expect, you know, if something happens, how to report it, how to call maintenance or report something wrong with your trailer or tractor, navigation. So this is what we were using every day in the morning, but not on this exact tablet. It was a training tablet, so it didn't have any of your information. It was simply just to get you started and used to maneuvering these tablets around once you get it. So over here, you'll see HOS, that's our hours of service. So I don't have any to review because I reviewed them all. This is their overview. I've been off duty. Like I said, I just got this tablet, so it's not going to show any of my on duties for the last few days. That's where you can add activities. Like, for example, if I came off today, I can add, oh, I'm taking my 10-hour DOT reset. Or you could, you know, if you went off duty and you were going to take your 34-hour restart, then when you're on duty, which you can change your duty status up here, it's going to have 4, and then it has a special one which is called yard move. So, like, for example, when you arrive at a shipper and you get in, instead of using your driving hours, you would put yard move. So this way you put you on duty and it would keep you on duty. And as long as you stay below 20 miles an hour, it will stay on yard move. If you go above 20 miles per hour, the tablet's all automatically going to put you into driving. So, you know, you want to stay below that. So, on duty, driving, sleeper, and like, for example, just like you could add activities on off duty. If I were to hit on duty, I could go ahead and add, you know, my pre-trip, my TIV, trailer integrity verification, my post-trip, stuff like that. So you'll learn all this stuff. Then over here we have our navigation, which is your GPS. And remember me telling you, like, they don't use direct addresses. They use kind of numbers, almost like a code that they've associated with an address. So you would put, you know, where to, location shirts, and you can hit the @ symbol and type in that code to get to your address. So there's that. And then there's a trip plan, which is literally exactly what it sounds like. It's an app that does your trip plan. So if I was going from here to New York, this app would tell me my estimated arrival, and it automatically accounts for things like, or automatically takes into account for things like brakes, fueling, scaling, stuff like that. And then as you, let's say you go ahead and go fuel and it takes a little longer than usual, it's automatically going to adjust and it's going to report this for you to your DTL. And this will go into the truck, and that's what you'll use your ELD essentially along with your GPS and all that stuff. So, I mean, that was it. They let us leave early. So if you didn't have a car or anything like that, they would call a shuttle for you, or you could catch a ride back to the hotel with, your buddies or whatever, whoever bought cars. They did stress a lot on Thursday and Wednesday to bring your own car on Friday. So if you had it, so most people who brought their personal vehicle drove. So we didn't need a shuttle. Everybody just kind of carpooled back to the hotel. That would conclude my week 2 of Schneider orientation. I hope I was able to help you out. If you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. But please comment down below on why you didn't like this video. You just don't like me, or if I can improve. I want to be able to improve, making this video to help others and to show others what trucking is like, not just with Schneider, but just in general. I really appreciate everybody who's been supporting me so far. I can only go as far as the people who support me, so I appreciate it. I love it so much already, and it makes me so happy. So thank you so much. Just remember, guys, one goal, one passion, and that's trucking. Please, everybody, stay safe. Thank you again for all the support. God bless. Rodrigo.